Fellow gamers, today we dive into a piece of history from Kung Fu masters. Well, almost. Let's talk about yie-ar Kung Fu for NES, the game that makes us all feel like little Bruce Lees, or so we hope. Let's start from the basics. Yie-ar Kung Fu was one of Konami's first attempts to bring an arcade fighting game directly to our home, and the result? Well, imagine getting punched while trying to dodge a fly. This game puts you in the shoes of Oolong, a young man who must face a series of bizarre opponents to become the Kung Fu champion. The concept is simple, yet so many details make the experience, let's say, unforgettable. The game offers a wide range of moves for Oolong, our hero. Punches, high kicks, low kicks, jumps, in short, we can't complain about the variety. But the real magic happens when you manage to match these moves with a fluidity that sometimes happens, When everything goes smoothly, it feels really powerful. Ah, what a gallery of characters! From the fearsome fan, who wields fans as if they were katanas, to the lethal star, armed with shuriken. Each enemy has their own style, which makes every fight interesting, that is, until you realize that most of the winning strategies revolve around repeated jumping and randomized attacks. Oolong, parkour champion. The soundtrack is another plus, with those typical 8-bit sounds that catapult us directly into the 80s. The main theme is loaded with that electronic grit that makes you feel like you're fighting for something really important, like pixelated Kung Fu glory.
Let's move on to the defects, and here we have fun. Controls that make you want to meditate. If you're looking for the ultimate in control precision, you might want to think again. Don't get us wrong, Oolong moves quite well, but there's that little, tiny detail. Often your commands don't translate exactly into what you wanted. Like when you try to do a high kick and you end up jumping straight into the enemy's weapon. Moments of pure, accidental strategy. Impossible style difficulty. The game starts off relatively calmly, but after the first few fights, you realize that your enemies have spent more time in the gym than you. The otherworldly reflexes of your opponents make you wonder if you really chose Kung Fu as the right hobby. And let's not talk about Blues, the final enemy, who could easily be the presenter of a talent show for professional killers. The graphics, modest, of course, we are in the 80s and the NES wasn't exactly a graphics powerhouse. But let's face it, the seabed doesn't offer much in terms of variety. Every combat arena is a little bare. But hey, we're not here to admire the scenery after all, are we? We're here to jump and kick like there's no tomorrow. With only 11 opponents, the game is over rather quickly, assuming you can survive the growing frustration. It's one of those titles you end up with more for personal satisfaction, or because you have nothing else to do, than true longevity. Yie-ar Kung Fu for NES is like that old Kung Fu movie you watch at 3 in the morning, a little dated, perhaps ridiculous, but with an irresistible charm. It's a blast from the past that reminds us how much we loved simple, frustrating games. So, if you're ready to fight against unlikely opponents, jump like a crazy rabbit and laugh at your own clumsiness, this is the game for you. Otherwise, well, there's always Karate Kid reruns.